Hey, working in the bathroom again, and in this vid, I have to redo the plumbing and P-trap for my sink. So I'll go over all the little details about how to get your new sink plumbing to line back up to your wall. So let's get started. All right, so here's my current plumbing. I had an old pedestal sink here. I have a new vanity, new sink. The problem I'm running into is this is so close to the wall and I don't have a lot of room here. Also, none of these fittings are adjustable. They're all ABS cemented. So I can't adjust this anyway. I already measured the new sink. It's like 2.5 inches further out and taller. So that plumbing is not gonna line up with this P-trap. So first step I'm gonna do is cut it off. This P-trap actually has a clean out. So I'm gonna remove that first into a bucket and get all the water that's currently in the trap out. Most P-traps don't have a clean out drain. In that case, you would just need your bucket when you cut the old plumbing off to catch that water. The other thing I like to do is measure the depth. All right, so now I got about 4 inches till the turn in the piping in the wall. Because on my new P-trap kit, it's going to be adjustable in and out to get to the length I want, and I want to make sure I don't push it in too far and then, you know, block the edge of this in the elbow for the drain and the vent. All right, so I don't want my pipe to slip in there probably more than 2 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark that on here so I have that for reference. And this is the P-trap kit I'm using. It's just a 1 1/4 inch Oatey P-trap. Most sinks are all 1 1/4. If it's a single bathroom sink, 1 1/4 is fine. If you had multiple sinks into one drain, you probably go 1.5 inches. But 1 1/4 is fine for this. So that's the kit I got. It comes with the piece that goes into the wall and the P-trap itself with the 2 connectors and a gasket. This connection here is flared. So this is just push fit, doesn't seal on the threads, and then you lock one of these nuts down. But in the other connection, this slip connection, you actually need this tapered gasket before you screw the ring in. That's the basics of how it works. And actually on the back gives you a nice little schematic that shows you how everything goes together. So there's the kit I'm using. The only other thing I had to buy is a 1 1/2 inch pipe adapter to 1 1/4. So this is what's going to go on my stub out coming out of the wall and adapt to the 1 1/4 for my new drain size. So this will have to cement on. Now this is PVC and my existing is ABS. You have to get a special kind of cement that can bond multiple things together. In this case, I'm using Oatey all-purpose cement. Works for PVC, ABS, etc. All right, let's get back to it. See if I can get this cleaned off. Just clean the area up after cutting. Make sure there's none of this debris left. And we'll go ahead and get the cement and get this installed. Before I install, I should note this requires no gasket. So there is a flared edge here and a flared out edge there. So when you screw this all the way on, it creates a watertight seal and it's friction fit on the pipe, and it allows for adjustability. You can slide it in and out and turn it before you lock this all the way down. To get your primer or cement open too, these are almost impossible. You actually have to get a screwdriver into the lid and pry the lid out a tad, and then it'll allow you to open it. Glue both sides, get that all the way in there, and give it a little turn. Make sure it's coated good. Let that set up. So prepping my wall connector piece. The diagram shows a gasket on the wall side, but that adapter I used, like I showed you earlier, this one, it's built in, so it's not required. And then this is flared, so no gasket on this side coming down, but I do need to get one of the lock rings on first. So I'll go ahead and throw that on to here. And then I'll slide on my wall fitting from the adapter I got. This is a friction fit, much tighter, and I'll put it about to where my mark is. And this piece can go ahead and slip on. I'm just gonna lightly screw it in. Doesn't need to be tight yet. And again, this gives you adjustability even when it's before it's sealed, so I can push this in and out, turn it. So that is my main piece that's in. And then we'll get the P-trap section hooked up. All right, and the P-trap part, again, this is male to female flare, so no O-ring or gasket needed. Just slide it in and get your ring started. And again, don't need to tighten all the way. This gives you adjustability, and so I have adjustability in and out from the wall and side to side with the trap, depending on where my tailpiece comes from the sink. And last little part I'll show you. I'll just go ahead and lock this down for now. A little snugger is the tailpiece install. So I just have the drain piece that came with my new faucet. So it's a pop-up style, but standard piece. On this side it does show the O-ring because this is straight, no flared. So, and then the O-ring has a tapered. The smaller or tapered down side always points away from what you're putting it on. So you have to slip it on there. Obviously put this on first. Get that on there. So tapered down, facing down, away. Get this in. To install this piece is super simple. Now you do have a limit of travel, so it will stop you here, but this part in your sink just slips down into there, and then you tighten on the fitting. All right. For demonstration purposes, I got everything set up and adapted. Now, if your sink is too tall, based on the measurements I took, I think this is going to be perfect. They make a tailpiece extender, so it's basically a duplication of what you already see here. So the extender kit will just be another white piece with another one of these locking nuts and O-rings, and then it can extend this up 6 or 12 inches are the two standard sizes extenders they have. Again, for if your sink is way higher up. P-trap kit, which is the pipe coming out the wall, this pipe, and I had to use a 6-inch tailpiece extender to go to the sink drain. Let's cut the water on. Now with my light you can actually like see the water flowing through the trap in the air pocket. That's kind of cool. Alright, don't see any leaks from anything. I usually set a paper towel down and wait a day or two just to look for any drips, but looks like this is done. You know, for a DIYer, it's probably one of the first things I ever did for plumbing. Bathroom sink, best place to start. Relatively simple stuff. Most people can do it. So that's just my walkthrough of how to plumb the drain and P-trap into your wall for a sink. In my case, I'm replacing a pedestal sink and a vanity, and I had to move everything to make it fit. And again, this all gives you adjustability to fit your sink. So you get the little kit, fine tune it to fit your setup. Things I would avoid, they make accordion style flex piping. Don't get any of that stuff. And I know it might seem simple, but like, yeah, I don't even know if that stuff passes code. But just get the hard piping kit. There's plenty of adjustability in it. Don't mess with that accordion piping stuff. But that's it. Thanks for watching this one. All right, take care.